What is this? Who's this?
Exactly. Why is there always an e-wallet to this number?
Where is this scheduled payment? Where is this money going? What's up, guys?
What it is?
Welcome back to our channel.
Welcome back to Hangout with us. Today we're back with another one.
Today's a Monday and we're doing a sit down.
As per usual, we're gonna have a conversation about any and everything. Today we're getting real about our own lives, you guys. We're getting like proper real. As the title suggests, already you can tell.
You can tell from the title. Yep.
You can tell. Guys, we bought a house, unmarried. That's the part where you guys are like that's what's supposed to happen.
Oh, that's what's supposed to happen.
Yeah, I was giving you.
We don't know if it will happen, but like.
Yeah.
Anyways, we just decided we wanna do a video.
Yeah.
And
basically
talk about
talk to you guys about
why we got a house before
our littles.
Because you can see we are still.
Don't you dare say
single and mingling.
With who?
Anyways.
Mingling with who?
With people.
Okay. It's fine.
Anyway, guys, we are going to discuss that. We are just going to, because we know it's not a usual thing to actually get a house.
Guys, we're black. It's not
thank you for clearing
facts.
that.
We're black. It's not a norm. It's something that like normally happens. Well, according to our experience,
it's actually it's a shock to people. Like what?
Yeah. So we basically decided to buy a house together, and I mean like fully together, without having been married yet.
Nothing.
Nothing.
Not
even
white wedding.
Coco. Nothing. We bought a house.
Hey, she has started listening to
hey, you guys. So yeah, we were like, hey, we want to live like we want our own place. So basically, how we got to that was like after some time. Like I think we've said this before. Like we had already decided on what we want to do, and where we're headed and whatnot. So as we like continue into that conversation, we were like, so how do we do like what order do we follow of doing things? So we were like, the normal order is get married, get a house, and live your life basically.
Do it. So the whole thing is get married. So marriage is the first confirmation.
It's like the key for
that
everything else,
you guys are really together, and then from there you go to okay, now we can get a house. Now we can do this. Now we can do that. Right. But we chose to
do it the other way around.
Take different routes while we're talking, and for me it was more of like what step do we take in our relationship? What's the next step? Even though maybe we haven't, because obviously things like lobola or getting married are things that you discuss in a relationship. Right. So for me it was okay, Sharp, we are going to do that at the end. Well, I hope
so,
because I can't marry myself.
I can always sing it.
Yeah, maybe I might just get married to
Linda, I hope
other people who are
mingling.
Yeah,
no.
Anyways, so for me it was more of a like what next step do we take in a relationship? Because also as clear as our intentions were with everything that we do, it was not a big deal for us to say let's do this thing, let's do an application, let's get a house. It was not a like because like hence I keep emphasizing on if you know your intentions about where you guys going to end up, then it's an easy thing. And also it felt like it's going to make our lives easy in terms of when we actually get to the stage of saying okay, we are getting married now. We are not starting all over. We are not starting by getting a house now after marriage, getting furniture. Like I felt like it's a long route for me. It's
So yeah, I had the same view. I was like, look, I don't get I don't see how it can happen. This is like just me before we actually had like the detailed conversation. For me, it was just like I don't see how all of this like is the way to go for everyone. Because like I wanna know like the day I lower you, the day, like on the day where we're like, okay, this is like fully official and recognized by everyone and anyone, blah blah blah, all of that. On that day, I want to be able to say we're gonna sleep there, and I don't want to sleep in a hall. I don't want echoes. I don't want like, and then I don't want that.
Anyways, that was the first thing.
Yeah. So then so luckily, fortunately enough, we both had the same view. That like we don't need to I need to rekimete because
at that stage.
yeah, once you're married, everything becomes urgent. Like you have to get your own place now. You have to figure everything out now. So we were like, let's create a good pedestal for ourselves to like be able to have a launch pad of some sort of a Xiao. Once we have the final tick, everything just falls into place because we've already set up things around it.
Yeah.
So once we had that decision and we've had that conversation and reached that decision, we were like, okay, cool. How are we gonna do it? We have multiple options. We have the rent option. We have the buy option, and within rent and buy, there's like plenty of questions. And we got to the buy decision. And through the buying decision, we then had to be like, hey, parents, what's up? What it is? Sunny Bononi. And we were like, so each one of us, we've said this before, each one of us went to our families and were like, hey, this is what we want to do. Fortunately enough, our families were welcoming to what we wanted to say. Welcoming to hearing
raised.
us. Of course. They were welcome to the conversation. They were open to at least the conversation.
Listening to the conversation.
Because let's be real, this is not how things are normally done. And obviously your parents will be very protective
skeptical
of you and
skeptical
and be like, so what if? So yeah, it went to that, and we had the conversation. These were long conversations.
Long conversations.
Long conversations. Because it's not easy, you guys. It's not instant. It's not like if you were to say, look, I'm buying a house, that's like, yay. Okay. If you're like, we're buying a house,
like what?
We.
Huh? Who's the other person?
We.
Who are you?
What? Oh. So it wasn't
easy, yeah. But we would just have to give our parents like a chance as well, because
facts.
The way that they've just been welcoming and allowing us to actually do things how we want to do them. Like obviously with consideration of what they say or how they feel about the whole thing, but there was no point where it was, no, you're not doing that, you can't do that, you need to do this first, blah 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 blah. They raised what concerns they had, but because of having clear intentions as well as a couple, we managed to, I think, settle things or put things at ease.
Yeah, but so they were more willing to hear us out and willing to let us do our own thing because of also what we've shown them about us as well.
Yes.
So we are quite, each of us is quite familiar with the other person's family, and we've kind of worked each other into our separate families, and yeah. So the such things made the conversation easier, and then cool. Now we're like, yay, let's go. Parents buy in. Buy in is a weird word.
I was like, yay! I finally want this.
So parents are like, okay, cool. You guys can do you. And we went through the whole thing, and we then got the house. But that was just the beginning. Little did we know. Hey, you guys, this thing of buying a house is a lot.
It is.
It's a lot, you guys. Like this thing, instantly you're an adult. Instantly, like it's not even okay. You will figure it out. Get your feet wet first and whatnot. Like instantly.
The house is here, and you just
Instantly, like you now have to figure everything out. You have to buy Lifielo. Like such things, I feel like government should just give us. Lifielo, you guys.
How?
A whole broom.
How?
Man.
But yeah, the house also came. I think it came at the right time though, because we were very ready. Like, not ready financially to say, okay, we got a house now. We're buying a couch, we're buying this, we're buying this. Like, we literally bought things. And
Yes.
also, before we get to that, I think we haven't made things clear as well. When we got the house, the intention was not for us to stay together. So
Yeah.
we were buying the house just to
So that we have it, and
so that we have it
to
gather
to make
things
it a
as
home.
well. Yeah, make it a home, even
and-
though we don't stay together. But
Yeah.
obviously, whatever that we buy, we're buying together because it's our house.
So
And also, you were supposed to stay here, right?
yeah, it was supposed to be me, and at a later stage she would then come through.
Yeah, after
formalities.
singing is finished.
After
it's done.
formalities. After I'm the only person being mingled.
Mingled, yeah. So that was the whole plan. So the staying together, it's not really staying together. Do we stay together?
It's
No, we don't.
call it what you call it.
We don't. We were forced by circumstances that we end up here.
Yeah.
And we are still here.
Mm-hmm.
But that's the story of another day.
We're on a visa.
We're on the visa. And
Anyway.
anyways. Anyway, so that was the whole. So we didn't buy a house with an intention to say, okay, we are now moving in together.
Yeah.
It was not part of the plan. It just happened because 2020 was no one's plan.
Yeah.
It was no one's plan.
Those are cool plans.
But no, babes.
See if I can ravasa them. That was 2020. Anyway, yeah. So then once we got the house, like I said, things got real. Now we had to like get into real conversations. Yes, we've brushed over these, but like now we had to have real detail. Like things like, okay, so what happens if one of us is not here? Like deep conversations, you guys.
So we obviously had like different reasons why we actually bought it together. Because you could have done it. I could have done it. If our intentions are clear, at the end of the day, it was going to be our house.
Yeah.
By default.
Sure.
Right? But we specifically wanted our names in there.
From the get-go.
From the get-go.
So that one was like a clear decision.
Yeah.
Like we both spoke about it and we're like, because obviously, even if you guys were like, okay, we're getting a house, technically speaking, it'll go off one person's account. Like one person will be paying the bond. But it was important to us to ensure the right form of ownership from the beginning, to ensure that we call it our house, but we also make it a point that even in our paperwork, even the law or whatever recognizes it as our house, pre-marriage, pre-everything. So that one was very important for us to make a clear distinction as well. So even in the actual ownership, legally speaking, of the house, it's the both of us.
And I think also that also opened up like a lot of conversations now as to
Facts.
okay, now we have this house. When we go to like legalities now, or when you go to insurances, like now we are old. Now we are adulting. We need to discuss insurance.
Like that.
Do you understand?
Look, imagine this. You're not even dating. You're like, so what if I die?
Exactly. Like,
Yo.
you might just die tomorrow. And so we had to discuss those things. And also that was also the reason why I said, okay, I want us to both own the house. Because I also we wanted to protect
each other from
each
everything.
other from every, because we know, guys, we know how families are, we know how
things happen.
we know how things happen. Next thing it will be
There's an
like
entire show.
There's
an entire show on TV on these things. They're on season 3 or 4 now.
Yeah,
like
so
that's it's a thing, you guys.
We didn't want all of, like, we had to prepare ourselves and we had to prepare everything. So basically, how we, like, I like how we do our things. I like how we run the relationship, because we look at all the possibilities. We're not hiding under no kumnandi mus. Like, we go into every detail to say, what if it happens?
Yeah, and so look, everything can be seen as a gamble. Everything. You have the what if, you have the opposing what if for everything. Like that's
which was
thing.
This was probably like
concern.
A big question for everyone. You tell who, no, we are thinking of buying a house. Really?
So what if you guys break up? Hey man.
And we're just like,
here's the crazy part. Here's the crazy part. People will say that to buying a house, but not to marriage.
Or to anything else. Like, I just feel like if your commitment is not straight, then just like leave other kids. If there's people who are committed and decide we want to buy a house, whether we are married or not or whatever, like, we need to understand there's more options to this thing. We buy a house, something happens to us, we have routes to take. Like, we're not gonna fight each other in the street decorating and say, this is my house, hey, this is no, like, guys, like.
Also the thing is, we, like I said, it's a gamble. We are betting on ourselves to succeed. That's literally it.
There's no question of what if we break up.
Facts.
There's no such a thing.
We are betting on us succeeding. And the great thing about this bet is that we are in control of it.
Yeah. So
we bet on an outcome that we can do everything to make possible. So I think our odds are great. We have a lot of background work that we've done.
Yeah.
So we'll find you guys.
We are.
We okay.
Anyways.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's the whole thing why so that's all of the reasons we said, like, we're just the plan behind us getting a house. Yes. And we I'm so glad that we didn't take like all possible concerns to say what if because this has helped us as well. There's helped, and I don't know, man, I'm just glad this lockdown happened as well, because Runa specifically, like, it helped us a lot.
It did.
It helped us in terms of finishing the house, because the house is still new. The house is still new, so you can imagine, like, you're locking down in an empty house.
Hey, you guys, creating.
Yay, hectic. But like, the moment the house came, a few months later, lockdown began, and we were like, okay, so we can do, like, we can do, we can make a home out of this house. And we did exactly that. And even besides, spending the time together as well also played a part, because now at least you've got that taste. Once things happen, once we are no longer mingling, this is what's going to happen, and right? Yeah. So we wouldn't have this if we didn't have the structure, if we didn't have the house. So I feel like we also shouldn't be scared as Black young couples.
Yes.
We shouldn't be scared of getting into these commitments, because, like, there's no need to waste time. Like, time,
and also,
guys.
look, this is not like, if I think the difference between getting the right time and rushing into things is how you personally feel. I don't think anyone outside of you can tell you what a rush is. yes, people can have an opinion and whatever, and sometimes they could come up with things you never thought of, and sometimes these conversations could be beneficial for you. But at the end of everything, you have to make decisions on whatever it is, right? So no one really knows you beyond yourself. Like you have, and by you I mean like a you as a couple. The intentions that you guys have, people will only know of them later. But when they know, they're only seeing the result of a decision that you both took. So the be all and all of it is figure out you and work with what you want to do. But it's not easy sailing, you guys. There are pros and cons to this. Guys, if if you're not ready to talk about money, if you're not ready to be like super transparent with money, this is not the route trip. I don't think so, personally.
Because that's one of the things we had to do. We had to be like,
you guys,
this is my money.
This is my debt.
This is his money.
This is the debt that I have.
Yep.
This is how much I'm paying towards it. This is how much I earn. This is how, guys, if you're not there yet,
it won't work out.
It
won't work out because you need to be very clear about everything.
Yes.
Money.
Yes.
Money.
Yes.
You need to come here and we need to plan for your payslip. Like we take your statement.
Yeah.
We put it here. We're like, okay. This much goes to what.
Yeah.
This one is for this house.
Also remember, like once you do that, you are open to your questions of, but like, why this much for this?
Yeah, like.
So be real with yourself.
What is this? Who's this?
Exactly. Why is there always an e-wallet?
Where is the scheduled payment? Where is this money going? And then you come like, okay, nah, I actually see. Like, there's no need for it to be this much.
So if you are hypersensitive about your money, this one might not be for you. It's not gonna work. This might not be for you. You might like have to get into like other means of doing things. Maybe, I don't know. But yeah, so you have to be like super transparent with money. Another thing also is you now have like the effect of family almost instantly. Like you now need to be mindful of everyone. Like you can't, it's not a just us thing anymore. Like for instance, we buy a house together. My mother comes through, my parents come through, her mother comes through. It's they both all sets of parents would like to be able to say this is my kid's house. And that comes with a lot.
Yeah, it does.
Sometimes they don't know how to act around each other. Also, it's not even the only us. It essentially ends. Like
it ends.
You have.
Yeah, especially if also depending on the type of a parent you have as well. Like someone would be laid back and say, and this is the conversation I personally had to have with my mother to say, like you shouldn't be, like don't pull back and put other people first and say, no, or like as much as everyone else will be free,
voice,
she should also be free in the whole process. Don't sit back and say, and that's one of the things I avoided by saying, maybe no, you get the house. It's gonna be our house anyway. Do you understand? Because also, if I had to say that to my parents and say, no, it will always be your house. Like it will never be our house. It will always be
I've heard I bought you a house. I've heard that. It's where we live, you guys. It's the times we live in.
Like how do you even do that assumption? How?
Yeah, and also like I had the conversation with my parents as well. It was important to me that both sets of parents, there's no one who feels like out of place with anything. And my focus was mainly on parents because parents will give the rest of the family
Yes.
a guide,
A
or
guide.
umhlahlandlela of some sort. So my big thing was ensuring that both sets of parents are comfortable. So I had the conversation with my parents as well. Plenty of conversations with one point. And luckily enough, they were both on the same page as me to say, look, yes, we are your parents, but we also need to be cognizant. Yes, we need to be aware of the other side as well, and try our best to accommodate as much as we can, and also not make it seem like, look, we are doing you a favor. Like, no, this is your space as well. So luckily, my parents were on the same boat. The conversation, yes, detailed, but it wasn't like stressful or anything. And yeah, shout out to parents for that. So it was important to me that those things are actually taken care of as well. But another thing that I feel is great, what buying the house has done for us is actually allow us to have what might have been an uncomfortable conversations, allow them to be like super easy and not feel random or whatever. Like in total, we've obviously touched on body, what happens if I die. Like, we've had to speak about wills and stuff. You guys, speak about a will. And from there, we're like, okay, cool. I want to do this. I want to do that. Where do we marry the two things and whatnot? Because for most people, I don't know about other people, but for most people, a house is the biggest asset you have. For most people. So you need to have plans for the biggest asset you have. If you don't have plans, then it will jail. Very simple. So you need to have the plans for it, and you need to put everything in place that you can to ensure that these plans become reality should anything happen to anyone at any point.
Basically, that was the decision that we took, and up to this point, it's 6 months later, right?
It's working well.
6 months or 6 months, 7 months.
It's 7.
7 months later, we are still happy with the decision we took. There's no regrets at all.
None.
Nothing.
None.
So yeah, we chose to share this video because we know we obviously had a lot of people asking questions, and I think it was a bit uncomfortable at first, right?
It kind of was.
Yeah.
It
was, but we found our feet.
It's look, this is the biggest piece of growth we've ever had.
Yeah.
In a very short space of time, like it's the biggest piece of our growth puzzle. So of course it's not gonna start off instantly great. Like we started off having teething problems and
And so we also chose to speak about it as well for other couples who are scared of taking the next step, or don't know if it's actually the right thing. Because also, right things are there, but not everything is right when it's done a certain way.
Facts.
Right? Sometimes it's okay to do things the way you think will work for you. If we had not done this till to this day, we would still be wasting money on unnecessary things.
Facts.
And come the day when we were supposed now to hlanganisa things, then we have umthwalo here. Because also we know that culture saving, and we are actually bad at saving. Saving also is not usual for other people as well.
Yeah.
So if you can get into something that will help you save, or that will be okay, at least I'm spending my money on this, and this is
you're working
building.
towards something,
You're working towards something. Then it's okay. You can do that. It's really not. It's not a bad thing.
Also, we're hoping it at least gets other couples to start the conversation with each other.
At least start the conversation.
At least be like, okay, cool. So, yes, we want to do this at some point, but how do we make sure that once we get to that point, we've made it as comfortable as we can for ourselves? Because It's I don't think it's that great of an idea. Well, for us specifically, I don't think it's that great of an idea to put everything on hold until you finally take this step. It
we didn't feel that will work for us.
There's too much pressure. It puts too much pressure on you guys making things work instantly, and that could also be like terrible for your relationship because like you are both stressed every time.
You just got married and now you.
It's supposed to be like you're supposed to be coasting, but now everything is stressful. So we were like, how do we make things better for us or easier for us in the long run? And this was one of the biggest things that we could do for ourselves. So great decision. We yes, some things that we had not thought of in great detail came up, and we had to figure them out.
Go back to the drawing board and see.
But for us, being ready is just a thing of like we're ready to figure it out. We're ready to do what we need to do to make this still be a thing. We're not saying we're ready for every challenge and we're gonna solve it like this. We're just saying we're ready to put in the effort.
Communication, guys. Communication is key. If you have any questions regarding the video, you can ask us on the comment section.
Yes.
If you are a couple who is trying to get a house, or a couple who is not ready to,
if it's still something you are like trying to talk about, if you are not sure about the decision as yet, if you're getting to that decision, if you're getting into the conversation, if you have decided to and want to continue, we hope this
video will bring you some light.
Yeah, we went somewhere into clarifying a couple of things, or maybe just give you confidence to say, okay, this can work. Hopefully that
it has worked for us.
It's still working.
It's still working. So maybe it will work for you too.
Yeah.
So my thing is, let's just not be scared of getting into commitments. As long as you know the person you're getting into that commitment with is also fully in there, then let's do it, guys.
I think the biggest thing about commitments is if you guys are in it together, it can always work. You already stand a better chance.
Yeah, because you will always have what ifs, you will always have doubts,
Everything.
you will always have discouragement as well. So
and it can be from anyone.
It can be from anyone, anyone. But if your intentions are clear, if you guys know what you want, then I think it's fine to go and do the thing. It's okay. Yeah. Anyways, so we are done with this video. We will just have to continue on the comment section.
Yes.
Anything you want to say, don't even forget to hashtag 200 subscribers. Even if you're not commenting, just comment and say
that's a comment too.
Hashtag
road to 200.
200.
Yes.
Road to 200 subscribers.
Keep saying that.
Yeah. Anyways, do you want to close the video and say, don't forget
to like, comment, share, and subscribe.
Like, and subscribe.
Yes. And now we are out. Goodbye. Bye. 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 Bye.